Alrighty, looks like our live streaming is up and running. Yes, we are. We're live streaming, ladies and gentlemen. We're here in the Zoom room for an exciting announcement around the Australian-New Zealand market regarding Neumi. Having said that, we've got people are logged in all over the world, and in the chat right now, for example, I can see there are people logged in from, the first person didn't say where from. Oh, New Zealand, yes. New Zealand. There you go. You could use that as a deck sealant. There's a funny in-joke between Australia Kiwis on that one. Western Australia, we have North Auckland, we've got Perth, we've got New Zealand, we've got Western Australia, we've got the USA logging in, Nova Scotia, Melbourne, New Zealand, Perth, Australia. I'm here in the Sunshine Coast as well, which is fantastic. So firstly, ladies and gentlemen, welcome online to today's event. What I'm going to do first off is just give you a bit of a preamble, if you like, about how excited we are to be doing this here in Australia today and what it's all about. So for those that don't know, my name is Michael Firth, one of the founding field advisory board members and crowns with Neumi. I was back with Neumi 8 years ago when I helped Steve find the investors for this spectacular breakthrough and then helped kick off the company 4 years ago. And I want to say this, it's very rare for a network marketing company to be open in Australia on day one. I am very well aware of that. I've been observing companies for years, and generally it's like, oh, let's launch North America and Canada and these areas, and then we go off to Europe, and then they go, hang on, what's that place down under the list? I've forgotten what it was. We get to Asia, and they're still going, what was that? Oh, that's right, Australia, New Zealand. But the difference here with Neumi is we were in the very first day of launch with the company. And when I say this, this is not an income claim or anything, or no ego from my perspective, but when I hit Crown in the first year of this company, no one was more surprised than me. And I think it's because we caught the wave instantly right around the world. So Neumi is a truly international opportunity. We're in 74 markets around the world, and about 98% of my team is all over the place, not just in Australia and New Zealand. But it makes me really excited about what we're about to talk about today. We're going to be hearing from our CEO, Rennert, who's become a great friend over the last 4 years as we've grown the company internationally. We're also going to be hearing from Bert Wonnacott, our scientist. And I've got to tell you, this is one of the ways I sold this event to everyone. We've never had Bert on an Australian call in 4 years. So to have Bert on an Australian-New Zealand call is very exciting for all of us. And with that in mind, as I said, we're here today to hear from a few different people. And the very first person you're going to hear from is our President and CEO, Rennert. Now, I can say this not just because he's listening, but Aaron, in my career, and I've been in this industry nearly 40 years now. So obviously I started when I was 1 year old. No, I've been involved. I'm turning 58 this year, and I started the industry 18 years old. I have never dealt with a corporate team that are so responsive and actually listen to the field. So with that in mind, one of Rennert's quotes is he wants us to make sure this company stays field driven and field responsive. So with that, I'm going to hand the call to Rennert.
Hey, Michael, thank you so much. And for everybody, I just want to welcome you to this call today. I'm so pleased and proud to be with you. I'm honored to be a part of this call for a lot of reasons. One is that Michael's right. 4.5 years ago, when we launched the company, all of a sudden we had all these wonderful Australian people. You'll see Phoebe and others that are on here with us. But the most amazing part of it is that we have grown together as a team, as a family, as friends, and we've gotten to know each other. Just even a number of months ago, we were over in Thailand, and Phoebe and Prue and Greg and Michael, and then a number of our Indonesian leaders were all there at the same time. And that's really what I love about the industry, is that really it gives us a chance to get together with people that are like-minded, that are going in the same direction, that are interested in the same things, trying to drive the same values that everybody else is trying to drive. And I can't wait to give you a little bit of insight into who Neumi is and give you a little bit more detail on what we do, how we do it, why we do it the way that we do it, as just an introduction. So for those of you that are new to Neumi or have been invited in for the first time tonight, just to get to know a little bit about the company, get to know about hair, the product, and then also understand a little bit more about our technology, you're going to have a great opportunity with Bert Wonnacott to learn a lot of information and a lot of details behind what we do and why we do it that way, but what has really created this breakthrough for us. And so that's a great opportunity for us. But I want to give you a little bit of background and history on the company and really what we stand for, because I think for a lot of people, they really know, they might know Michael, they might know Phoebe, they might know, various others. But maybe you haven't learned or spent enough time with us in terms of Neumi. And so that's really what I wanted to kind of spend a little bit of time on, is the pillars of Neumi, because when we talk about values, it's really the first pillar of Neumi. It's really how we behave. It's the things that we do with integrity. It's the way that we lift with empathy. It's the way that we win through collaboration. Those are the areas that we really want to impact for the people that we work with every day, because we know that every action matters. Everything that we do on a daily basis matters. And so when Michael talks about us being field led and field driven and field responsive, it really is that. And I'll give you a quick indication of that premise, because the statement's not far off. We really try to be the most responsive group that we can to the field, because we know that the field is where all the activities are happening, all the energy and all of the collaboration that we talk about. Those are all happening in the field. But I was preparing. I'll be in Japan this next week, and I was preparing to put together my trip. And as I started to kind of organize, the days that I'll be in Japan, not only the days that I'll be in Tokyo, but I'll be in other parts of Japan. And so I wanted to make sure that I had some details locked down. And I was talking to one of our great leaders in the company, Lucy Yi. And Lucy happens to be this wonderful person who speaks Russian, and she's all around the world. She's out of here in the US, but she's all around the world. And so when I started working with Lucy, I said to Lucy, but where am I going to be meeting with people while I'm over in Japan? Because I said, hopefully they're kind of close to where I'm at. I've got a lunch meeting the same day. I've got a dinner meeting that same day. I hope that I can make sure that I get to where they are. But if not, can they come to me? And she said, well, I think they'll be okay. Let's look at it. Turns out it was 1.3 kilometers away from my hotel. I said, oh, perfect. Take me a few minutes to get there. She said, yeah, by the way, it's right next to the Russian embassy. I said, whoa, that's amazing. Who will I be meeting with? She said, well, primarily about 40 Russian speaking people. I said, 40 Russian speaking people that all live in Japan. And then of course, it started to evolve from there. And I asked, what do I need to talk about? What are the areas that they're interested in? What can I impact for them? I want to make sure that the things that I talk about are correct for their interests, what they look for in terms of what they're looking to build. Are they looking to build a business? Are they loving the longevity aspect, anti-aging, the glutathione story? Tell me what they're looking for. She gave me about a 10-minute overview so that I could build my presentation specifically to what she was looking for me to give her people. Now, that's the way that we have to work, because ultimately that's the goal for all of us, is that we want to make sure that the conversations that we're having in the field match up with the conversations you're having in your homes, in your cafe meetings, in the big event meetings that we're talking about. And we were talking about it earlier as we were just getting ready to get started. We've got 300 events over the course of January and February that are going on around the globe. Think about that. All over the world, over 300 events that'll be happening in January and February just for Neumi folks. Think about that. What does that mean to them, and what does it mean to you as we continue to create that energy? Because ultimately we're going to be that household name, and that's really what we wanted to do. Again, we grew very, very fast, but again, we've got to do everything we can to continue to keep those promises, so that the people that we serve understand that we value the science, we value the innovation, but most importantly, we value you. We want to make sure that you understand that our guiding principle is doing what's right, even though when no one's watching. We've all heard that, but that's really our goal, is to really do everything that we can. And so from the vision aspect, it's really our second portion of the pillar. It's where are we going? And what are we trying to accomplish? And what can we do to help people understand that we want to be that most trusted, impactful wellness movement around the world? We've got to get there, and it only comes through testimonials from people like yourself. So as you continue to use our products, especially as you get hair in your hands, that doesn't sound right, but at any rate, whatever that means, what we want to do is make sure that you understand that you're going to have an outcome. And we believe that that beneficial outcome is going to be a positive experience for you. And so we really want you to understand that we look forward to that. But that's really what happens, is that's how these science-backed products can really make a business opportunity that changes lives. And those are the people that we're seeing on the call today. And so it's amazing for me to see that as we continue to grow around the world, but really start to see how that culture takes over and how it fills and functions in your daily life, because the ultimate family that we're building here is a community of people that all believe that, again, the same things, that we're driving the same direction, and that everybody's interested in trying to help each other, because ultimately we are a high performance family. You know, sometimes you go to family reunions and you see some of those people, and they're always the intense ones, the drivers, you know, the ones that want to go out and play some sport, and they want to, you know, take over and occupy everybody's time and really drive it. Well, we really want to be able to give everybody their time. Our goal is to give you your opportunity to grow, to expand your knowledge base, and to really accept those things that you're learning, so that we can continue to build on these winning teams where we celebrate the innovation, we celebrate the rewards, we celebrate the results. We want to create an environment where leaders rise and everyone is seen, but we continue to develop those leaders that continue to work with us. And those are really the goals from our side as we continue to build this company, so that as we build the mission and as we help people understand that what we do every day, we deliver the breakthrough wellness products through advanced science. And you're going to hear from Bert as he talks about it tonight, the unmatched bioavailability. You're going to understand why when we finish this conversation, and understanding the empowering the people to really build better lives. Again, whether that be through the science and the health and the nutrition, whether that be through the areas of expertise that we can help in terms of understanding strategy and direction and vision, or whether it's just purely, again, embracing those people that want to come together and to be a part of this incredible movement. So we look forward to that. But really, why we exist, it's to unlock human potential, your human potential. It's to give you the opportunity to really expand yourself. I always tell people that, you know, when we work in our day-to-day jobs, sometimes we don't have the opportunity to really unlock. We don't really have the opportunity to see what we can help people in the health, wealth, and legacy business, if you will. And so we believe that every person deserves that chance. We believe that they can feel their best. They can live with purpose. They can create a future that they're proud of. They understand that when they start to get to know Neumi a little bit better, we want to remove those barriers. We want to be able to remove the barriers, whether it be cellular, whether it be financial, or whether it's just purely mindset. You know, what are you dealing with every day that we can give you so that you can live a happy, healthy, purposeful life? And those are the areas that we want to focus on. And so when we talk about hair tonight, when we really dig into this premise, I really want you to understand that you're going to understand a little bit more about our hydrostat technology. You're going to understand really where that was developed and really where it came from. So the person that's going to tell you about the formulation for hair can tell you a lot about the hydrostat technology, because this breakthrough technology is something that, as we continue to learn more about it, what we're learning, folks, and I'm telling you, this is something big that you really need to understand. We have something that nobody else can do the way that we do it. We've got a technology that is truly a breakthrough. And so as we talk about delivering nutrition, either topically or ingestably, we have the ability to give you that nutrition in a way that nobody else can deliver it. And so we are on a path to continue to bring out more products, more nutrition, and more formulas, so that as we continue to build this company, you're going to see more and more opportunity to save people's lives and to change people's lives. And that's really what we're looking for. And so I'm excited as we talk a little bit about hair. Boy, we had all kinds of jokes going on, and I hate to say this, but you know, Hair Down Under is going to be a phenomenal opportunity for us to really dig in, and I can see you guys laughing, thank goodness. And so I actually said that a little bit quietly, because I didn't know if it would you know, land like a lead balloon. But the bottom line is that we had so much fun talking about it, because we really are excited about the opportunity. When Michael talks about when we opened up the company Neumi, to be able to be shipping to Australia immediately and give them that same access to the products without it taking months and months and months to get there. Now, ultimately, we had some struggles as we started. We knew that it was going to take time, and everybody was extremely patient. But we brought an incredible COO on board, and he said, I can figure this out. And he did. And so here we are. We've got a warehouse in Australia. We've got our warehouse in New Zealand. We've got our product sitting there. We've got hair in the warehouse. Again, that doesn't sound fantastic, but the fact is it's a clean warehouse. It does store great product, and it's the product that you guys will be getting. So listen, I got to stop talking, because I'm going to keep on going down these rabbit holes of fun and a little bit of jokes. but I am so excited for you to learn a little bit more about hair. I'm excited for you to see some of the details behind it. We've got some great videos that we want to show you. I did a phenomenal hair focus group when we launched it back in July of last year, and it was amazing to have that panel of incredible people, but to talk through some of the most important factors of why people would be interested in this incredible product. And so I can't wait for you to hear more about it. And so, Michael, I think what we ought to do is maybe play that video, and then let's get Bert into the mix here. So, anyways, thanks everybody, and I'll come back to you in a bit. So as you can see, we have an amazing amount of ingredients in this formula, every one of them specific to leave in your hair and leave on your scalp and make it healthy. And we're going to understand why when we bring on our Chief Innovation Officer, Mr. Bert Wonnacott. Bert, take it away.
So nice to be involved with everybody today. Gee, I look better on that picture than I do tonight. Maybe I ought to get my lab coat on, maybe make it look much more official. I'm delighted to be here. We are going to go through, and I think, Michael, you've got some help with me, or I've got some help from you a PowerPoint. And so it may be a little bit clumsy because he and I have not practiced. But what you just saw as far as the clip is concerned, that's a clip that we'll have available to everybody. And it's fun because the two ladies that were in the clip are important to us. One works with us every day, and the other one's married to Ryan Scott. So it's nice. We got professional models, at least professional model quality, and all we had to do was buy them lunch. It was wonderful. So I want to get started. And I don't know that we necessarily need to go into all of the details of the hydrostat side of things. Michael, I suspect this is more on the hair than it would be into any kind of science on the technology behind it, because this is a product, and it's a product that's important to us. When most people think about their hair care, they think about the symptoms, the shine, the thickness, the frizz, the brittleness, the loss, whatever it might be. But hair doesn't respond to a single solution. It has to require a system. And so when we set out to build the product, we didn't build it with a hero ingredient. As Aaron showed you or mentioned, this particular product has, I believe, 17 different ingredients in it. And it's a system that includes 4 or 5 things that are important. And we'll talk about that quickly. Well, before we do, this is even better. I wanted to show you 2 different pieces. On the left is the cross-section of one of the cables that holds up the Golden Gate Bridge. As you can see, that's that cable is not quite a meter in diameter, and but it's not a single cable. Inside, you see the gray part is really like 27,000 individual wires. So what happens is that each wire takes on some of its strength. Overall, it's bound together. It's all part of one. But if there were any situations where one or more of the wires were to break, then that cable would be much more brittle. On the right is a cross-section, and it's rudimentary, of our hair. Our hair is built out of keratin, which is a protein. And it is formed like little strands that are not unlike the wire that you see on the left side that support the hair. And so we'll talk about hair. We'll talk about the nature of it a little bit, and then we'll talk about why we have the ingredients we have. The very first thing we want to talk about is hair strengthening. If we don't have strong hair, then we have all the issues with it. And I appreciate you pressing the button. I was going to go a little slower than this, Michael, but what you need to understand is that keratin is a protein, and it's built with amino acids. You can see each one of those is an amino acid: arginine, lysine, proline, threonine, and serine. Each one of them is an amino acid. And so it builds in blocks this protein called keratin, and that gives us the strength of the shaft of the hair. Now, we added those because in some cases we've had issues where somebody's overprocessed their hair, or they have an environmental issue, or there are a number of other reasons why the hair is become weak or otherwise unhealthy, if I can use that term. So we have our amino acids. You can hit one more time, Michael. And these two, lecithin kind of brings them all together, wraps them up, and then copper peptide, and you'll hear a little bit more about the copper peptide that's in it, is designed to support the health of the hair. It's designed, all of those pieces are designed to help the hair be stronger. It allows it to to grow longer, and it allows it to be a little less out of control. We'll talk about that in just a sec. So we have hair strengthening is the first piece, but without the next pieces, we would not be anything worth looking at. In order for hair to be strong, it has to come out of a scalp that is also strong and healthy. And so we now have, that's our next pillar, if I can call it that. We've got stronger hair. Now we've got scalp health. Go ahead and click. And we've added these things. Oh, you've gone too fast, too fast. You got ahead of yourself. This is all designed for scalp health. The niaminoside, allicin, and glutathione and L-cysteine are all designed to support the blood flow and the strength of the scalp, the skin itself. Some of those are in our skin formula, if you notice, and they're designed to support the scalp so that you can grow a heavier, a thicker, a better hair. I don't know if I can describe it. You've got your hair follicle that the hair comes up through, but if the follicle is damaged or if it's undernourished and it's shrunken, that hair that will come out will be much, much thinner. So now we've got hair strengthening, we've got our scalp health. Now you can hit the next one. Thank you. We got to make sure that there is some moisture in your hair. Now, again, remember that this is wholly designed as a leave-in product to help the hair look, feel, and be more healthy. One of the things that is dangerous for the hair, and particularly for the keratin to hold together, is that it gets dried out. And it gets dried out in 100 different ways. Weather, we go through steps of over processing it. Not all of us color our hair, but some do, and of course that over processes it. And so we have to make sure that we have some moisture in the hair. And the panthenol and glycerin and propanol and hyaluronic acid, it's all designed to protect the hair and provide it moisture. I don't know if you remember or could reflect back on the video that we had. We showed the hair coming up, and the hair itself looked like it was all scraggly on the outside, and that's because the keratin, as it grows out, starts to disappear. And so what happens is that if we don't have moisture, your hair won't look shiny. Your hair won't be manageable. Your hair won't be as healthy as it should be. So now we have stronger hair, a stronger scalp. We've got moisture and smoothness. What else should we put into something like this? If we were going to do it right, we'd add one more leg to this stool, and that's that we would give it some heat protection. Very few people go completely without, particularly you great ladies. You are much more likely to use a hairdryer, curling iron, flat iron, curlers. What else? There's more things than I can understand because I don't use any of it. And this is one of the things that we kind of laugh at Neumi as we get involved as scientists and as executives, and we start making decisions for all of the women in the group. And like, we know what you guys are involved with every day. It doesn't happen, but we try. We do try. So we are protecting that hair from heat. And we've added polycordon and caprylglutazide, which are both designed to put kind of a wrapping, if I can call it that, around the hair shaft. And all of this is designed so that it's lightweight. We don't have heavy oils. We don't have heavy product. We don't have something that you have to wash out every morning because you've just coated your hair with things. It's a very, very lightweight, but very intense formula. Those are the benefits that we have. Those are the essential benefits of the hair. I don't know, Michael, and I'm going to defer to you quickly. You tell me, is there something I'm missing?
No, not at all. But I do know we have some medical professionals online now, and so a bit more clarity around the hydrostat delivery would be amazing.
Okay. Let's go. Oh, there's one more, hair density support. Hit those. I'd forgotten about that side of things. One of the things that we have, and you saw some of the before and after pictures, we in the US don't have hair growth formulas a la FDA, but we can show that it gives fuller looking hair, lush looking hair, without saying we grow hair. But the copper peptide we've seen all three of these that have already been talked about. All three of those are designed so that the hair itself will be more dense. The reality, I don't know if we want to go into this as a group, but the reality is that we've seen some pretty amazing things with those that feel like we have more on top than we started with before we started with the spray. So that's the good and best thing I can talk about in terms of what the hair does. Now, all of this wouldn't be available to us without a hydrostat technology. And we've talked about this at a couple of different levels. Those of you who've been in the company for a while, you've probably heard more than you'll ever want to know about hydrostat. But long and short of it is that we have created a technology where we take small particles. Some cases, the ingredients are actually dissolvable insoluble in water, and so we end up on a molecular basis. But in most cases, they're small particles. Well, the reason you have small particles to work with is that there's a law that says that most of the chemical reactions that happen in our society, particularly with our biology, most of those happen at the surface of the molecule or particle. And so we get down as small as we can so that we have a larger per volume surface. Let's see if I can give you a quick example. If you wanted to ice and cool a drink quickly, you'd use crushed ice rather than one great big ice cube. It's the same volume, it's the same nature. The ice is the same, whether it's in a big block or in crushed form. It's just that the crushed ice has a larger surface area. And so you get the cooling effect of the ice quicker when it's crushed than if it's in block form. And we can go on and on and on with examples like that. So we start with the small particles. But one of the things that small particles want to do is they want to get back together again. They want to reagglomerate. They want to get back and clump. They want to do other things that the particles do, and that's by natural laws. And so key is to try to keep them separated. I came into nanotechnology 21 years ago. Holy smokes, 21 years ago. And at the time, I was involved in what they call hard nano, where we were taking small nanoparticles and putting them into a metal ceramic coating mix. Well, the metal ceramic coating, the matrix there kept the particles separated so that they were more complete and the coating was more durable and all the rest. Now, fast forward, we're in the soft world now as far as that goes. So we still want to have that same effect with the small particles, but how do you keep them apart? Well, we use ultra pure water. We go through the steps of taking that ultra pure water and combining them in a proprietary way with our small particles. We end up with a designed product, engineered water, if you want to call it, that allows us to do something that is different than anybody else that we're aware of. And that's that we can take it either internally through the oral cavity, or you can use it topically. And in both cases, what happens is that we give the cell, we bring the ingredient to the cell. We don't force the cell to go in. I mean, we don't force the ingredient to go in. We're not a Trojan horse. We're not a, liposomes. All of you have heard those things. Liposome is designed to wrap something in a fat layer and run it right to the cell and force it into the cell. So it's kind of like doing fine painting with a barn brush, putting out picking your teeth with a fire hose. Neither one of those really works. So we do the small delivery, if I can call it that, and the biology of the cell picks it up. It picks it up because the cell looks for it. Now, as you look at that as it applies to our hair formula, we have all of these 17 things in it. You spray it on your hair and your scalp. And those things that are necessary for your hair to absorb and your scalp to absorb, they absorb. We have not added material that will be preventative of that. So a lot of times you see a hair product and you see it on TV and you've got the shiniest looking hair. It looks just gorgeous. The problem is it's so oily, you have to wash it just about every other day. And so that's what we didn't want to do in any case, anywhere along the line. So I now have covered probably more things, Michael, than you wanted me to even get into. I can tell you that our nanotechnology, or our hydrostat technology, has been amazing to see. We've got more products. We always have products. That's one thing we don't have a shortage on. Well, how can we do this? Can we do that? Should we do this one? So it's been fun to do. This hair product is amazing because it's seen the results that we had hoped it to.
Fantastic.
Well,
let's hand it back to Aaron. Thank you so much.
Yeah. Here's the beauty, and I really hope that everybody has taken some notes, and everybody will have access. If you go on our I know Phoebe's always taking notes. I always know Phoebe. But if you go in our back office or go to our knowledge base, and if you don't know how to get there, ask Michael, ask one of the people that's been with us. It is so easy to find some of the details behind what Bert has just gone over. It's our goal to give you all of the assets and all of the information, because ultimately you're out in front of your people. You're out telling people and teaching people and giving them the understanding of what Bert just went over. We don't expect you to remember or memorize everything that Bert just went over. This is a guy this is what he does daily, studies ingredients and spends time understanding it, getting into the weeds, right? Getting into the deep, dark secrets. But ultimately, that's how the formula comes about. We had help from Dr. Gordon Crozier on this, and he has been a phenomenal mind in terms of what he helps us with knowledge and understanding, and really what, again, scalp and hair and all those wonderful things. So these two great minds together have brought this wonderful product to us. Hydrostat is what delivers it. And one thing I was going to mention about Hydrostat is that the relationship that we've created with Hydrostat is to really give people the understanding that it's the delivery mechanism, as Bert talked about. We deliver the nutrition to the cell. Now, here's the most fascinating part of this. I don't know that anybody's really gone through everything in terms of, Michael keeps trying to drop some jokes that I know he wants me to say, and I'm not going to do it, Michael. But But at any rate, the thing that is interesting is that when you look at hydrostat and when you look at the number of cells in the body, and so the number is somewhere around 30 to 40 trillion cells. Again, I don't know that anybody has really magically gone through and counted all of them. But the bottom line is, if you ever have a chance, and if you haven't done this, you really ought to take today. It's Saturday in Australia, New Zealand, and different parts of the world. Go in and spend a little bit of time and look at the most recent high resolution. What they have created is the picture of a cell. And the cell is stitched together. It has all kinds of little pieces to it, and they've stitched it together. If you look at the cell, a human cell, it is a small microcomputer. It is a little supercomputer that literally says, here's the nutrition. Where do I need to send it to make it work the best it can for the body's needs? And ultimately, whatever the nutrition was set out and bound to do for the body. And that's really the beauty of it. And the beauty of hydrostat, and this is from testing that we've done and some wonderful studies that we've sent it off for, it targets those cells that are glutathione deficient. So we're identifying and getting out to those cells, into the most important cells, the ones that need it the most, the nutrition that it needs right then. So ultimately, our goal is to be able to give people the ability to see those results and to see the activities that are happening. Again, if you think about the scalp, look, I'm spraying my hair nonstop. I'm trying to hold on for dear life to what I've got left. And so ultimately, I said to Bert, is it going to grow more hair for me? And he said, I don't know. Let's see over the course of time. But listen, I am religious about it. I use it every single day. And so my results, I continue to hold on to what I've got. I'm glad for that. I've been using it for the last about, really, Bert put out an R&D product about a year ago. And so I've been using that and spraying it on and trying to see what the benefits are. My hair's healthier. I leave it in. I don't wash it out afterwards. It's a beautiful product because, again, that copper peptide and the other ingredients that are so complementary to giving your scalp the nutrition that it needs to stay healthy, giving your hair the nutrition that it needs to stay shiny and lustrous and beautiful and full. And then, of course, getting down into the follicle, really where it needs to get out that gunk and the plugs and the toxins and the chemicals that have been settled in there, really cleaning that out. And so sometimes I notice I have little nubs in there, and I think, boy, what's that? And it tells me that it's doing its job. So ultimately, that's really where we want to get to. And Michael, I'd love to show that video of the hair testimonials, the before and afters. Let's show them that.
Hi, my name is Melissa, and I've always dealt with fine, thin hair. But I became very concerned about my hair after catching COVID and losing the majority of it. So much so that I had to wear a wig. So I was very excited when I was asked to be a part of a study that would allow me to use a product and see if it would help my hair to grow. And after 30 days use of this product, I found that there was significant new growth in the part of my hair. I highly recommend this product. It really works.
I'm Emmy. I'm a retired elementary school teacher and a children's book author. I participated in the original hair experiment, and I thought it wasn't doing anything, but when I went to my hairdresser, she said, "What are you doing?" She said, "You have lots of little hairs up here in your parts." So thank you very much.
So as Bert mentioned, that last person was Ryan Scott's wife. If you know Ryan, he's one of the co-founders of Neumi, and just she is a wonderful person. Maddie is, I'm telling you, she's got the hair that I wish I had, and I just unfortunately don't. But I will tell you this: when you have a product and you see people that are using it every day and they're seeing results, it changes people's lives. Hair is one of those things, and I'm guilty of it myself. Thinking about flying over to Turkey, I'm constantly, looking at flights and wondering, man, what could I look like with a full head of hair again? But I tell you that because I'm spraying this on every day, morning and night. Sometimes during the day, I happen to have a little bit at my desk as well. And so the opportunity is really in front of us, folks. It's in front of you to be able to share this with your people, to be able to give them the understanding, knowledge, and information. We always tell people, you don't have to be the message. You don't have to be Bert. You don't have to be able to memorize and remember all of these wonderful things. Show them the video, give them great brochures, send them a link to the website, give them the information that they'll need. So be the messenger, not the message. And that is the easiest way for you to think about it, because it really does give you the opportunity to have all of this information at your fingertips. All you got to do is share it with people. So we've got a promotion for you, and we want to show you a couple of things that may make it even easier for you, not only to get the product in your hands, but to also share it with others. So Michael, could we pull up the promotion slide as well? So one thing that we decided to do, and we love doing this, by the way, because it really gives us an opportunity to get the information out there and to get the products out there and give people the chance to really start creating their own testimonials, their own benefit statements, because that's where we want to be. And ultimately, we've got a pack that we believe is going to make it super simple, not only for the newest people to come in, but for the people like yourself that have been around for a little while, and to give you that chance to have the product. So we're going to sell one Neumi NutraSwish, one Neumi Skin, and one Neumi Neuro. So again, our three hottest products, folks, and two Neumi Hair for just $150. It is an incredible price. As a matter of fact, I don't think I saw this before it went up, and I don't know if I'm happy about it, but we're going to honor it because it really is a great price. But here's what I want you to know. That one bottle, use it for you. The second bottle, give it to a friend of yours. Let them try it. Let them use that product. We've given you such a great price that all you have to do, use one for yourself and share one with one of your friends, one of your associates, one of the people that you think. Don't tell them that they need it, but it may be a great opportunity for you to nudge them. But the fact is, give them that opportunity to use the product and get on the product immediately. Now, the next slide gives you an idea that once you purchase the product, we're going to give you an opportunity that we created last July when we launched this incredible product. The opportunity is to put it into your auto ship for just $25 a month. What a great chance to have this product show up at your doorstep every single month at just $25 a month. So we've really stripped out some of the heavy lifting on this. We've made it super simple for you to get this product in your hands and give it to other people so that they can feel comfortable and confident every day. Again, we've seen so many people over the last few years that have had some issues, again, after the world changed in 2020. Look, we've seen all kinds of changes that have happened. One of the material changes that have happened, as we heard from one of the people in the testimonial, is that she lost a bit of hair after that 2020 experience. And so as a result, we thought it was a great chance for us to come in with a great product everybody can use. It's simple to use. Boy, it's just spray it on, leave it in. If you need to pat dry your hair afterwards, pat dry it, and then just start moving forward with your day after that. So again, we are absolutely ecstatic for you to have this product in your hands in Australia, New Zealand. Again, it took us a little bit to get there. Michael Firth, who is one of the greatest leaders of all time, said over and over and over again, Chris, to our COO, when are you going to get us this product? I need it. I need it for myself. I need it for my wife. I need it for the people that I love. I need it for my team. I need it for these people down under. So anyways, we're excited that you have the chance to have it in your hands now. It is available to order even as we speak. The SKUs are up. Everything is ready. All you have to do is go on the Neumi website, neumi.com. Go with the people that you're working with. Make sure that you've got their information as well, so that you can go onto their website, because we've got these wonderful replicated websites. Go on their website, spend some time on it. venture around, spend some time exploring the website, get to know our products, get to know our science, get to know our staff, get to know the people. We've got Anton in here. He's our chief marketing officer today. He's on the call. I've got Justine. She's one of our field development people on the call with us today. And of course, Bert, and then all of you. So what a chance to get to know not only the website, navigate around and get to know our products a little bit in the science technology, but also buy your products. Get that deal while it lasts. It's not going to last forever. It's not going to be up forever. So make sure that you get on it immediately. And again, use the product every single day, morning, night, as much as you'd like. There's nothing in that that's going to get heavy. It's not going to build up. It just doesn't work that way. This is the cleanest product that you're ever going to use. So with that being said, again, I want to thank everybody for being with us today. I want to thank you for being a part of Neumi. And if you haven't joined, I want to extend the invitation for you to join this incredible movement with the people that have invited you to this call. And I'm going to turn it back to you, Michael. So thank you, everybody, very much.
Beautiful. It's been awesome watching this. And I've been bugging the crap out of corporate saying, please get this hair product. Now, something that Aaron referred to during the presentation was actually where to find information. So I thought I'd show it to you now. If you go to help.neumi.com, this is where you can actually ask any question known to man. This knowledge base about product information, everything is there. Of course, part of our process, though, is to have your questions answered by somebody who knows the answers. So I'd encourage you to organize a Zoom if you want to do that. And just briefly, we also have a company-run Facebook group for testimonials. And lo and behold, the back of this head happens to be me. So that's why I was so keen to get this product over here. Now, this was ridiculously quick, and my barber was quite shocked as well. And it's just early days, but I've got to say, I didn't even know I had anything missing back here until I saw a photograph at a Neumi event from behind. And I'm like, who's that guy? And I'm like, what's that patch? Hang on, that's me. So really excited to have this product, and I want to thank corporate for making it all possible. This event. So again, if you want to see more testimonials, go to Facebook and type in Neumi, New You. Neumi, New You, and then answer a couple of questions. You're in the group. You'll see heaps and heaps of testimonials, sports people breaking world records, mums and dads having better vitality, you name it, they're all in there. So I'd encourage you to do that. And this particular event has been recorded, which I didn't think we were going to, but we have. So if you go to YouTube right now, as soon as we finish this event, it'll be right there as well as on Facebook. So thanks again for everyone who made this possible today. Thank you, Aaron, Anton, Justine, and Bert. And I look forward to seeing everyone on the next event. All the